In this tutorial, we are going to take some footage that was shot outside at the beach in the wind and replace the audio with another track that was done in the studio. We will use Twixtor to lip sync via time remapping the footage so that it will match the new audio track. Please note that in this tutorial we are talking about lip sync, but this method can be used to sync video to any alternate track, whether it be music or some other audio that you want to match specific video frames with cues in the audio track. Let's take a look at the original shot. This is Christopher Hawley from the Christopher Hawley Rollers. I shot him playing one of my favorite songs that he does called Dance All Day. We shot at the beach. Unfortunately, it was a very windy day. You can hear the wind blowing over his singing. This is a problem that occurs regularly when doing an outdoor shoot. So let's see how Twixtor can fix it. Now let's go to our Final Cut Pro project and listen to the new audio track we will use. You might notice that this is an electric guitar and there are also some drums. This will just add to the character of our final. We are also going to do some speed ramping for an artistic effect. We will turn to Twixtor and animate the frame number in the output control to sync the video to the new audio track. We can go back to traditional animation lip sync techniques to accomplish this task. Let's take a look at basic lip sync. This involves correctly timing the mouth open and mouth closed positions. Think of any of your old favorite cartoons. Take a quick look at the basic mouth shapes we'll be looking for on Christopher. What I did was go through the original shot and mark down the first frame of the beginning of the first word sound and then mark the last frame of the last word sound. Then I go through the middle of the phrase and mark any main keyframes phonetically like you would do when making an animated character speak. For this project, we're going to switch the timeline to frames instead of timecode because we are going to be matching frame numbers from the new audio to the original video, and frame numbers will be easier to work with than timecode. We can easily switch back and forth by right mouse clicking on the timecode and selecting frames. We can now add Twixtor to our sequence and hit return to go to the filter tab. Let's put the display on source for now. This is because we want to find visual cues in the original footage before Twixtor retimes it. Now we can change the time remap mode to frame number. Let's look at the source footage. We can play the original audio and video sequence. We watch and listen and add markers to the frames that correspond to the audio cues for when Christopher starts to speak a word and when he ends a word of a lyric. Now, let's look at the new studio audio file. I listen to this and add markers to the corresponding frame numbers for the same start or end of word. Let's go to some of these keyframes. We will start by putting the playhead at 0 and in the dialog box setting a keyframe of 0 to map the first frame of the source video to the first frame of the output audio. Now let's go to the first sound of the dialogue. He starts by singing "When the Morning Sun Comes Up." So I had marked the W sound on the source and the same on the audio. It is frame 296 of the audio. Let's go to frame 296 and enter frame 282. So now Twixtor will make frame 282 of the video sync to frame 296 of the audio track. Let's keep going down the list. Now we want the P sound of up, and that's at frame 362 of the audio track. Let's enter frame 346 in the dialog box to sync frame 346 of the video to frame 362 of the audio. Let's do a couple more before we check our result. The next bit is warm kisses on your face.
Warm kisses on your face.
So we have the w sound again at frame 502 of the audio track. We enter frame 481 to remap the video, and then the last word is face, so it is the s sound. The audio track keyframe is frame 586, and we will set frame 579 of the video to that. Let's go ahead and check our results so far. We will put the display on Twixtor output and render the video and audio.
When the morning sun comes up,
That looks the way I would expect, so I would continue doing this same pattern of going to the frame of the audio track that has the next audio cue and type in our corresponding video frame. Let's look ahead at the result.
when the morning sun comes up, warm kisses on your face. Your baby's lying next to you, yeah. Don't you let the day go.
Not bad, I would say. We have shown how to lip-sync audio and video using Twixtor and Final Cut Pro.
Dance all